All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome back. Happy Saturday. It's the 22nd of November, 2025. We got, 5 days before Thanksgiving, so happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. So let's take a look at this week. Little recap. There's a lot of stuff on the table, but I think where I want to start is the biggest item to get it kind of out of the way. So look at what I got this week. I found a genuine Louisville Slugger, and this is the Jackie Robinson. So got ourselves a bat. This thing is heavy and solid. From what I could find online, and you guys that know can correct me, this logo with its exact design places it between 1965 and I think it was 1975. It's that 10-year span. It's like 62 to 75 or something like that. I can't quite remember. But that's about where they place this. This bat is heavy, so I was excited to find this piece. It's a genuine Jackie Robinson. It's a JR4 model. It's got that on the end of this here bat, so that was nice to find. And then what we got in front of us here is going to be a Goodwill pickup. So local Goodwill had 2 bags of primarily football cards here, and they were $4.99 a piece. So total in here, looking at $10. And it's a really nice way just to get acclimated to a bunch of different cards that I have never seen. And so out of the full 2 bags, there were only 6 baseball cards, which is perfect because I am not collecting baseball at all. But yeah, only 6 of them were baseball. So we'll set those aside. And you can see down here at the bottom, this bottom row, a majority of what we got in here is some 70s football. So we have right here 1975, 6, 7, 8, 9, and a couple of 1980s right here. So I hadn't seen really any of these 70s football cards. They're definitely interesting. There's a lot of portraits in the 70s here. So not a lot of action shots. Like this is more rare. Like if you set this one aside, it's a lot of portraits. Got a kicker, and then portrait. So I don't see any of the logos either. So it looks like this was unlicensed back then. So you can see there 1975 tops. So yeah, a lot of unlicensed in the 70s. These Goodwills, you could tell that, the players have been gone through. Like there's no names that you would know. You get a few all-pro cards, and you'll probably have some Hall of Famers in the line or on the defense, but big part of these guys have been gone through, and there's no big names. So there's no Kenny Stabler or like the quarterbacks that are here, you just don't even know who they are. There's no Terry Bradshaw, O.J. Simpson, any of those kind of names. So anything that would be recognizable was clearly sorted or taken out of here, or maybe just never donated with those players still left, right? So I'm not quite sure how it works, but in this collection, 5 years of Topps football. And then there was a bunch of 90s. So up in the top, you could see there was a bunch of random 90s sets put together. And these ones, there's no value here. Like you're not going to get anything out of these no matter who you find, I believe. So you got your John Elways. You got a bunch of people that you'd recognize in names. This is from the Monday Night Football set from Action Packed. Randall Cunningham. It's a nice Reggie White. Thurman Thomas. So a lot of names that you'll know. I picked out the Ricky Waters. So nice to get a Ricky Waters Niners PC. It's just fun to find different Niners cards that were in the group of cards here. Also a bunch of like Pro Set 1990. So pretty useless. I did pick out this nice Joe Montana Super Bowl 24. And this is what I like about him. You know, you go back in time and it's been a while since the Niners won a Super Bowl, but the fact that they won 55-10 and the man had 5 touchdowns, but didn't even play the fourth quarter, that's worth remembering. So that's domination. Got a LT. Drawing up some plays, writing on the whiteboard. This one's in rough shape. Barry Sanders action. There was also a mix of ultra modern in here, and so it's just a bunch of like base score rookies, so not much value there, but there were some, you know, Topps Chrome, and there were some parallels in there. Got a gold disco, John Jefferson. Sure, some red, white, and blues. So there's a variety of stuff in this one. There's a silver Vinatieri. And then there were some refractors. And then this card was in there. So this is a magenta. And it's to $3.99, and so a magenta shimmer Lab McConkey to $3.99. This one listed for $10, so I put it up at 10, starting at $1. We'll see where it goes, but this could be worth the entire set here. So got to experience, you know, the mid-70s football. These packs, you know, the pack fresh versions of these cards down here, they get quite expensive. So $20, $30 to $100 a pack, depending on the year of football you choose out here. If you're searching for some of those players, they get expensive. Walter Payton rookies, you know, you're going to spend a lot of money there. So it's nice to be able to see these and just pick them up for a couple bucks. And then maybe this guy will make all of our money back on this anyway, and it'll be free. So a couple of the PC ads that we got out here. Got a Bruce Taylor. As I start to learn, look at this dude. As I start to learn some of the older Niner players, look at that guy, man. I don't know what he's ready for, but he was a punter. And even in the unlicensed, at least they got a full uniform shot there. So you can see they left in the kicker and the cornerback and the punter. There's the puncher again. You gotta love this disco era style 70s players. And then like this one, you don't even see anything Niners related on it. It's a green card, no logo, no red and gold, but all pro. So, I mean, not a big fan of this card design whatsoever. And then you get to some more of the mid-90s, like Upper Deck. There's just a base Joe Montana. And a Skybox John Taylor. Jerry Rice on the Pro Set. Ricky Waters again, Ronnie Lott. I did like this one. So this actually looked like it was a really good condition card compared to some of these others that were out there. So really sharp corners, no surface scratches. And then personally, I had never even heard of this set. So AW Sports Inc. Not quite sure what that's about. Then you got some modern Bosa mixed in. Here's another. What does this end up being? 75? Yeah, that's 75. Tom Mitchell is a tight end. Chris Barton, and you got Chris Haley. He was a beast. There was a few of the mid-90s Fleer in here, so I got Dana Stubblefield, but these cards all stuck together super bad. So you can see up in the top corner, these cards are notorious for sticking. So can't really recommend anyone buy any of these cards. They're bricked. If you can find them loose, that's great. But this is tough because this was I was, 11 years old when 95 was out. And so I had a ton of these, but they are all bricked and stuck together by this point. There's a Ronnie Lott Pro Bowl. So the brick together idea, something else I kind of wanted to bring up just as I'm returning these cards. We're going through them, and it's a shame, but we had a bunch of cards from hobby boxes. So this is basketball switching over, but just sticking to the idea of cards sticking. So, you know, you've got these AI rookies and just the snow that exists on these cards. You can see it right there on the corner. So it's a shame. You can see the snow on that corner there. So they were all stuck. And so just Hall of Famer after Hall of Famer that was ruined in there. So just a reminder that these stuck cards, painful. So gonna be sending back that whole box. You got Kobe's and Jordans and the such. Shout out to the mid-90s, but yeah, all stuck together. So yeah, out of the whole box from Goodwill, I could tell it's been sorted. You're missing a lot of the names you would know, but I did get a couple of Niners players that I get to add to it. Got to experience the 70s sets down there, and then might be able to sell this McConkey to make up the $10. Sales for this week sent out probably, I don't know, 15 cards. With Pokemon still probably running the best. Some of those illustration rares are just, you know, $20 a card, easy, and they're just very common illustrations too. So compared to sports cards, the Pokemon are still very hot, but listing all those out. I think the next week they had Topps Chrome Basketball that sold out super quick. So that's on the horizon. Topps coming back with basketball. Should be nice to see. That's the first time in quite some. So I'm going to try and get a hold of some of those cards and go through some of those for you. But still have not brought out the big box as I keep doing a couple more sorts to get basketball going. I know basketball season is in the middle of it right now. So probably right around when LeBron comes back is when I'll have the basketball cards out. So we'll do a destroy pile. Ones that were damaged, ones that were beyond saving, and then ones that were just not worth anything, just some of these base cards. And then any of that brand. Gots to go. So hope you guys are having a good Saturday. That's what we picked up. Got the bat, Jackie Robinson. Super excited about that. Gonna get this mounted up. And then the 1975's football and a little bit more 90s. So catch you guys next weekend. Leave a comment on what you'd like to see or what you found interesting or just what part of your collection you like in these sets. I'm just glad there was no baseball. So yeah, be good, guys. See you next week.